Welcome back to another episode of Birds of a Feather. I am Chinoy. That man over there is Steven. And today's episode is about promiscuity.
Promiscuous girl and men as well. Everyone who's promiscuous, we're going to be judging you heavily on this podcast.
Because we aren't.
Right? We are one bird.
We're flowers.
Yes. So we'll be tackling that little topic, and diving into it, see what we think. And yeah. Nice. And without
let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
Society.
Tongue twister.
Society views promiscuous women differently than promiscuous men.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? How do you feel about this?
So here's I have how much time do you have?
I have all the time.
I have a long-standing theory on this, but I can't prove my theory. Right? So we know that society was built by men, right?
Yep.
That is what it is. Society built by men to serve the needs of men. That's essentially what it's about, right? So the outlying or the making promiscuous women look like they are less than, for sure, is a method of control, right? Because I believe that if women were allowed to be as sexual, and by allowed, I mean without the stigma. Of course, women can do whatever they want to do, but I mean without the stigma. If they were allowed to freely just go about their day, I think that a promiscuous society suits women better than it suits men.
Yep.
And the reason I think that is because, all right, if a woman, if you're your woman, right? If you go out and you're like, all right, we're single, and in this month, we're going to try to sleep with as many people as we can. You're a woman. If you are the sharp, if you're the sharpest man on the planet, if you're the sharpest man on the planet, and you're just you're really good, you know what I mean? You can probably, one a day, if you're elite level, and you're not right. She can have 10 a day, easy. Unlimited. Yeah, unlimited.
Pick up the bunch.
Unlimited.
Pick up the litter.
Yeah. And within 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So with that, right, because men are so easy. With that, she would have the power. Because if it's a situation where she has her pick up the litter, right? So now if you and her are dating and she sleeps with you, and then tomorrow she sleeps with somebody, and by the time she get to Friday, she forget about you if you weren't a premium guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you go say you limit her, you're like, no, you can't do that because you would be a bitch and a whore and a slut.
Yeah.
And it reins her right in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once she chooses you, she feels beholden to you while you can go and sow your royal oats. And then you come back. You know what I mean? So that is my whole theory on promiscuity, that it is, on the view of promiscuous women, is that it's all set to control and keep men on top of this thing. That is my belief. So of course it's not fair because, as I say, I believe it's just a thing to control women.
Okay. All right. Never heard that theory before.
Yeah.
But I can buy into it. I've never, I shouldn't say I've never. I have grown because, coming from Jamaica, we kind of have a perception of that, women sleeping with a bunch of men, like you said, them being, sluts and whores and stuff like that. But I have grown to appreciate that a woman can express herself sexually. If men can do it, I don't understand why a woman can't do it.
Yeah.
And I don't see it as them being like sluts or whatever if they sleep with a bunch of men. And I'm just going to say a bunch of men because I don't know what a number is. What differentiates them from me? If I slept with a bunch of women, isn't it? Why am I different than they? Why I get big up? People be like, yo, you're the man.
Yeah, the ladies man. You know what I mean? Hide your daughter from this guy.
Exactly. And then shame this person. And then you have the whole, well, your body's a temple. Well, shouldn't my body also be a temple?
Well, if you think about
it, because temple, I'm not absorbing.
Enter a temple.
I'm just saying. I think that is also just another way of like you said, just like controlling, like calling it a temple. So that people can be like, oh, well, we can discern the fact that, with her, someone has to enter her, while you have nothing to enter. You know what I mean? So we can't use that with you. But I'm just like, we should use it more as it being sacred. A temple is a sacred space. You know what I mean? Not a matter of you're walking in or you.
Well, I mean, like if we're an inclusive podcast, then we have to like men can be entered.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So from if it's the temple standpoint.
Absolutely. Well, all right. So I should say, since you're right, we are inclusive. I was talking more about like not gaming, but more like us.
Straight men.
Straight men. You know what I mean? That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
But I do. It seems like everything that is geared towards women and them being promiscuous, it always shine like a negative light, even when it's meant to be like seem positive. There's always a spin to be like to put them down, like yo,
bro,
don't do that.
Come back to my theory, bro. Control, because here's another hypothetical. So you're the king, right? Think back in the old days, you're the king, right? And as the king,
I am the king.
Yeah, right. You're the king, and you had your harem of women, right? Now, the only way you could get the little shepherd them to stop coming in and to stop coming in and breaching your harem is by putting down laws. No sex before marriage, none of this, none of that, right? And you have to also brainwash the women so that they don't sneak out to go get their needs met, right? While you can just sit back and do whatever you
round up everybody.
Yeah, that is... I've seen behind the veil.
Clearly.
See behind the veil.
But it is quite clear. All right, so you mentioned sex before marriage, and I don't want to go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
You did. But even like religion is geared towards, it's more inclusive religion, saying, men and women. But why is that even a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, it's part of the commandments not to have sex before marriage.
Jesus scares, dog. Jesus scares. I tell you, dog, Jesus probably left 4 commandments, and then Moses done, may have 6 more for add. Now 6 more for add to this thing. Nobody else is on this mountain. Nobody knows. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Because dirty Jacob always looking for my wife. So we need to put this. It's not me saying Jacob is Jesus.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, I'm sure only 4 commandments Jesus gave, and then
I agree. I would go out on a limb and agree. I really would.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this thing. All right. In your relationships, right? Do you care about how many men she has slept with? Do you ask? And if you do ask, how much would be too much?
Oh man, loaded. You just give me a machine gun word.
Free dog.
All right, so this is a tricky one, because I would love to come on here and say I don't care, right?
Yep.
But that's not true. Now, what I don't care about is the number, right? but I'm also not going to ask it. So I guess I care to some extent.
Yeah.
Right? I guess I care to some extent. Like, if I ask you and you tell me, it's going to be in my mind, and I don't want it in my mind. So from that perspective, I just don't want to know, right? If it's a high number, if you slept with 150 men, right, and you don't have any, like, you're clean, right? Like, I'm fine. I don't want to know that you slept with 150 men, but I don't see it as your value is less because that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
What wouldn't work for me personally is, like, it all depends on the circle, right? So you can sleep with 150 men, and if I don't have to interact with any of them, that's fine. If you only slept with 10 men and I have to interact with 4 of them, that's you know what I mean? So that is more it for me. Like, are the people that you slept with in my circle? Because that is more where I am, and I don't think that's a promiscuity thing. I think that's more of just like I want to keep my thing private between. Like,
so you mean like if she did that before you?
Yeah, before me. So, like, let's say
does it matter how long before you?
Why? I don't know. Like, it would have to be
What if 6 years ago?
Yeah.
I have a good one.
All right.
All right. So you said 4 friends in your circle.
Yeah.
See? What if 6 years ago she had a drunken night with all 4 of those guys?
Negative. Nope. Nope. Hold me out. Because what's going, and if I'm friends with those guys, it's going to be one of the things that's always going to be in my mind, because they are just gonna, it's a thing like they're gonna have that over me. You know what I mean? I feel like they're gonna have that over me, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want any of my friends to know what my current girlfriend looks like naked. Yeah. Right? And sexually and intimately. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Gotcha. Even if it was just a one-off thing or whatever. It doesn't even have to be like close friends, just people in my circle. Like in my circle, and especially if it's more than one in my circle, it starts to become like, all right, so we're out, and there are now 4 guys that I know you slept with that are here. And they know that they, you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole web of things, man. I can't manage that. So, as I say, from a standpoint, if it's like you slept with 150 men, more power to you, girl. Do you? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But just not 4 of my friends.
But all right, what if they weren't your friends? They became your friends through her.
That's
hitting you with the tough ones.
That still would be tough. I just don't want to know.
All right, what if?
Man, really? Let's go. Send it.
What if? Yeah, she's your girl, and then she becomes your wife, and then one drunken night, it got revealed that she had sex with him. You never know that before.
Ooh, that would be more than just them having something, because I feel like that would be her withholding that information from me.
Yeah, it happened once.
Yeah, but I still think that is information I should know, because.
But you never ask.
No, ask. Oh, yeah. But you meet my new friend. Oh, hey, have you slept with this one? What about that one?
For you, something will happen 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Or even, make us say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
She never bring it up.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's like, yo, that is done, dusted. You are who I want. You are my husband.
No, and you have to give me the opportunity. No, you have to make me know, because now everybody know except me.
Well, them 4 know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Everybody know except me. So all of you are in on it. And when I say in on it, I mean all of you know it. And I'm the only one that's coming like, I don't know anything. That would be a tough one for me. Because similarly, if I met a girl, right, and we were together for a while, and let's say she met a new friend, and that new friend was somebody I hooked up with, I would have to tell her.
You would?
I would tell her. Like,
even if it was one time.
Even if it was just a one night thing, I'd be like, yo, because the worst thing for me would be for it to come from the other person to her. You know what I mean? And just like, oh, why didn't you tell me? I don't want any of that. So I want to be the first one to be like, yo, just so you know, it was 10 years ago, it was a one-off thing. If you're not comfortable with it, it's fine. Because like for me, one is fine. You know what I mean? Like if it's a situation where, meet somebody and you're just like, oh yeah, I hooked up with this guy, it was a one night thing, and that happened, she's in your circle, but I didn't know that at the time, that's fine. But if you do that and then 2 weeks down later you meet another one friend, I'm like, oh, I hooked up with him as well. And then you meet another friend 6 months down the line, like, oh shit, what are the odds? I hooked up with him too. I'd be like, okay. Okay, let's short this down.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my let me ask you some questions now. First, we're going to reverse that question to you.
Which question?
The first one of like, do you care about body count?
For me, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. I
have never asked. I have no reason to. And I have no intention of asking. So I guess like you say, somewhere I do care.
Yeah.
But it is not enough for me one pride.
Yeah.
You know what I say? For me to be like, yeah, you know, how many guys did you sleeping? And then make a judgment and go, well, that's too much. You know what I mean? Whatever happened before me, happened before me.
Exactly.
And me don't even really think about it. I shouldn't say really. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
As me say, I think men and women should be able to express themselves sexually however they want. Because that for them life and it ain't mine. You understand?
So
we're not
to piggyback on that, right? You're not asking, but what if it came out in conversation that, like you overheard her telling somebody, oh yeah, I think I slept with about 150 guys.
Yeah, we would have a problem. Because telling me that in private, completely different than telling me that, like, just blurting that out.
Yeah.
You know what I say? Like, oh yeah, he's my 151.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Like Pokemon.
If we're just telling people, listen to me, if we're just telling people, you might as well just tell me.
Yeah.
If that is something that is just public record.
Not necessarily public record, but let's say she and her friend having a girls' night. And like you're at home, but it's a girls' night and whatever. And they're in the kitchen gabbing it up over a bottle of wine.
Some charcuteries and
gabbing it up over some charcuteries and whatever. And
so,
you're just chilling, but you're not
wine.
in it. Yeah. And then now, they're talking and just like, and they're like talking, and then one's like, oh yeah. I'm like, I slept with about 40 guys, and she's like, oh, 40, like 150.
Yeah, what's 40?
Yeah.
I think I would be annoyed, but I don't think I would lose it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like I wouldn't like it would just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wouldn't pry into it. I wouldn't make a judgment of her either, because it's just like, who am I to judge? But
I would be annoyed. And I'm not
sure. What would annoy you?
What?
Yeah. Huh? What would annoy you? What are you annoyed about?
I think I would be annoyed because we never want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where my annoyance.
But who you would be annoyed with, yourself or her? Because it's nobody's fault why you heard, right?
Yeah, no, I probably would have just be annoyed at the situation.
Yeah.
Like, would I just be like, I never want to know this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be like, yo, what you do? I wouldn't, like, it I just want, like, as I say, I'd never ask, I really don't want to know. So if I find out, I'm just like, well, I could have go without knowing this. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been annoying too.
But would it change your perception of the youngness?
No. Because by then we would have put way more value on her than just her sexual exploits.
Yeah, man. So mega
you know what I mean?
So what if? Yes, my turn. So what if? All right. So what if she's a girl, right? That She's just one of those girls that has a lot of guy friends, right?
Yeah.
And you in that situation, you're fine with it. And you know, after hearing 150, are you gonna be like looking at her guy friends like, has any one of you or any one of you in the 150? And would you now be suspicious of them? Would you ask if she slept with any of them after hearing 150?
I probably would. The thing about it is, I wouldn't have asked before.
Yeah.
And I have dated women who their excuse is girls don't like them. So they have a bunch of men, guy friends. And I'm not one to get jealous.
Yeah.
And as I say, for me, it's you know, whatever it is, that's the trust that you have to put into that.
Yeah.
But if it's like, you know, 150 guys, may I say, and you have 20 guy friends,
statistically,
the probability of at least 10.
Yeah, 10. We're not gonna go with 3. Man said 10. Man said 50%.
Right. If you flip a coin,
50%.
The probability of it being heads is 10 times, bro.
Yeah.
So may I go with at least 10?
Oh, all right. So now, what if? What if it's 10? What if she slept with 10 of them?
Yeah, she can't be friends with them guys anymore.
What if you would just have one drunken night?
That she can't be friends with them guys anymore.
Yes, I catch him.
You can't be friends with them guys anymore, bro.
So you're gonna tell her that she cannot be friends.
She can't be friends with them guys anymore.
Hate that.
Nah. That's it.
What if it was 10 years ago?
Shut that door.
What if it was 10 years ago?
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Bro. Nah. Statute of limitations is 15 to 20 years now.
Let's say this happened.
5 more years before she can start that back then.
So let's say this happened where you didn't find out till like 5 years after you were together. Right? So 5 years into the relationship, that's when you found out this information. 5 years into the relationship. So she's been friends with these guys for a while. 5 years into the relationship, she's been friends with them. And then
am I friends with them?
No, you're not. You're friends with them because like you guys been together for 5 years, so you're gonna like.
But am I her level of friends with them? Like, are we hanging out outside of she?
No.
Okay, so
they're her friends. Yeah, they're her friends. Yeah. Would you demand that after she's been 5 years of friends with them in this relationship, would you go now and demand that she stop being friends with them now? Yes, I catch him.
Yeah, I would still demand.
Yeah, you know.
I would still demand it. I would still demand it.
And what is the reason? What is the reason for that? Because it can't be that you think she's going to sleep with them again. I'm hoping that's not the reason.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a selfish. Because for me, I wonder if like, them a drink and them a laugh.
Yeah.
But like, this, the fun boy.
Yeah.
Nobody know say, me run your back out. And she's like, oh, stop it.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah, the arch in your back. And she not like beat me up, but she just like, oh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's been going on for 5 years, bro. Might as well you just write it out.
Listen, nope. Barry, I would be making so much scenarios in my mind of how they might make fun of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would definitely be a selfish. Like I would just be thinking about me.
Yeah.
My girl, and me alone supposed to sleep with her.
Yeah.
No more friends.
Yeah. So you're in kind of a similar boat with me where she can sleep with as many people as she wants as long as they're not currently
the circle
in her life. Yeah, not in the circle. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's I don't know, when you were saying it, I was like, crazy.
Yeah, man. That's why I know I'm gonna catch you. I know. I know I would have gotten you. All right. So then on that line of talking about, like, as you say, body count and all that. So we established body count don't matter with a few caveats. Right? And that's not really body count.
And the caveats are, it's important to say the caveats aren't we are judging the amount. It is much more of a me thing than a she thing.
It's more along the lines of you just don't want, it's the same thing as in my situation where I just don't want it to be a situation where these people have an inside thing that I'm not, you know what I mean? Yeah. Especially when it comes to having sex or having had sex with the girl that I'm currently with.
Yeah, the arch in her back.
Yeah. Oh, does he hit that spot? Does he hit that? Nah, fam. Nah.
Stop it.
Stop it. Nah. Yeah, that won't work. All right. So that being said, on the line of promiscuity.
Yep.
You know that there as I said, so there's a stigma, of course, surrounding that one the amount of partners that a woman has, that they will label her as undateable, so to speak, or like, not undateable, but you know what I mean, like less desirable over someone who has less partners. Where do you stand on the speed of which you guys hook up? So, for example, you meet somebody first date, or first, not even a date, like one night stand. Would you date somebody? Not that it's another one night stand, but like you met at the club and you went home, slept with her that night. Would that be somebody that you would think of dating, or would you relegate that in your mind as somebody that you shouldn't be dating? Because that also falls under promiscuity. Yeah. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. So yeah, I've always said that any and every woman, that's what I say. Might not be true. But I want to say, if the situation is right, if the stars align, that any woman would have sex on the first date. That's my thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
if the perfect set of there's a perfect set of circumstances for everyone.
Yup. If that happens, then I would say that can happen. If somebody sleep with me on the first night, it doesn't necessarily mean, well, I wouldn't be like, yo, they're undated. Right? Because again, I don't know what it was that person saw. And it's not enough for me for us to be like, oh, this is just something that them do every night. And if it's something that them do every night, if who am I to be like, whatever? I just have to protect myself.
Yeah. But would you then, if you are, so let's say you get the hint that this wasn't anything that you did, right? She did the whole, you walked into the club. It's not like you walk up and grab your hand, but like you walked in, she came up to you. Yeah, she started not like over, but she's like she's the one that's pushing it down the path to go hook up, right? So you come into the club or the bar, whatever the thing is.
Is she drunk?
No, she's not drunk. Like she's tipsy, but not like out of her mind drunk.
Out of her mind.
Not out of her mind drunk. So you come in, she saw you, she's like, all right, this is the guy I'm going to sleep with tonight. And she came over, talked to you and whatever, and then took you home.
Yep.
Would you classify that girl as just a fling? Or if you liked her, would you consider, like, would that stop you from dating her and taking her seriously, as they say?
Not if I like her.
Would you, in the back of your mind, be wondering if it's something that she does every?
No.
Okay.
No. But I have been in a situation where I have mentioned that, and then somebody was like, "Yo, she probably does that all the time." But I've never thought about it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, there are situations where I've been in where somebody would be like, and not just like sleeping on the first date or anything like that, or like different situations, and the person would just be like, or even like kissing on the first date, where somebody would be like, "Yo, it's I have a rule not to kiss somebody on the first date, but I kissed you." You know what I'm saying?
Anytime we hear that, I don't really like this. It's like, like, all right.
But you're judging. You're like, you don't believe them.
Yeah, I don't believe them, but it's not judging them that, it's not. It's judging from the point of, I think you're lying, but not judging from the point that if it were true that you did this all the time, that something is wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more like you don't need to lie about it. It's fine. Like,
so more along the lines that she feels like she needs to say that to garner a different response. So you don't really think that is something that happens all the time.
Exactly.
And we come full circle to the fact that is what men and society.
Coming right back. Everything always come back to that.
What about you? If that happens?
So for me, I've been in a couple different scenarios. So one, I've been in a scenario. Yeah, I've been in a scenario, bro. And this is still one of the wildest things that ever happened to me. I walked in, like, literally, bro, literally walked in to the club, right? I haven't even checked my coat yet. This girl is drunk. Not like staggering drunk, but like visibly drunk. You know what
visibly I mean? Drunk.
Yeah, like you know she's had a couple of drinks and all of that. She came up to me and she's like, I have a boyfriend, but I want to sleep with you tonight. And I was just like, all right, you are not dateable. I am going to judge you heavily. First of all, you're not even sleep-wittable. Because like I want no parts of this whole situation. I'm like, all right, let me just go check my clothes. I just want to check my clothes. Sorry, I was not in the club for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. And I was just like, Jesus, that was aggressive. And then I've been in other situations where like it hasn't been like that, but like the girl was the aggressor. And she was the one that like, I was just minding my own business. And you know what I mean? In the second scenario, that is fine for me. You know what I mean? Like if we're talking about connection and I like you and all of that, of course, then, the fact that we slept together on the first night has no bearing whatsoever. For me, no bearing. Like, we're all adults, you know what I mean? Like, I think you should do what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with sleeping with somebody on the first night, you do it. If you're not comfortable with sleeping with somebody on the first night, then don't do it. And then and don't make excuses for either one of them. Now, I know that's easy for me to say because like society doesn't place that pressure on me, right?
Exactly.
But I am part of the solution. We're saying, encouraging you guys to be apologetic. Like if you're like, yo, you know what, I don't feel comfortable sleeping with this guy the first night because like I don't know him, I don't do any of that, and you know what I mean, then by all means, you know what I mean. But I don't think you should be like, oh, I have a 90-day rule, because this is the other thing though, where, and this is some free game for the ladies.
I know exactly what you have to say.
Yeah, this is free game for the ladies. So the 90-day rule has a merit in that you will weed out the men who can't be bothered, right? So you will weed out the men that just like, all right, this is not worth it. No, yeah. But you will not weed out. You will not weed out the men who will wait those 90 days while entertaining other women until they get what they want, and then they just leave.
And then,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so for me, the answer is not to just sleep with them, but it's to one, instead of this 90-day thing, I think the answer is you have a set of things that you want to see in a person, before you know what I mean? If that thing comes in 24 hours, if it comes in a week, if it comes in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then whenever you see that those things that you're looking for, then you go. You know what I mean? And you do it. If you want to ascertain that this person is looking for something serious, then you know the best you can do is talk to the person about it and hope that you judge their character correctly. You know what I mean? But to be like, oh yeah, if he waits for 3 months, he's serious about me. No.
But then it's even worse when them tell you.
That
you have to wait 3 months.
They're like, okay.
You have set a goal.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, 3 months. I'll be the best guy for 3 months.
Our 5 dates.
Yeah.
When I say, all right, there's 7 days in the week.
Yeah. Going on a date today, tomorrow. Oh man, the best 5 dates you ever go on. And then after that, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like that is a very poor test to see if someone is serious about it.
I could not have said it anyway. From you say whatever, I know that.
Yeah, you know exactly. Yeah, it's a very, very poor test.
Because I have heard all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. And like I say, if the guy is willing, he's steadfast.
You know, you have only thing you have done, which as I say, it has its merits because you've weeded out the guys who are just like, all right, waste of time. You know what I mean?
And those guys are very few.
Yeah, I was about to say that is a very small percentage.
Small number.
The other percentage are laser focused.
Yeah.
The other percentage is laser focused, right? So if that person came into the relationship only wanting into the situation only wanting one thing from you, if they get it tonight, tomorrow, or 90 days down the line, that is their goal.
That is their goal.
So instead of this 90-day thing, I think it is more prudent to come up with ways to weed out people who are only after. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Develop situations and look for responses.
Exactly.
And actions. Actions that are within what you want and what you want.
And then once you build a certain comfort level, like with you, just like, all right, listen, these are my checks and balances, and I will live with the results after that.
You
know what I mean? But but this
guys, you can't mitigate it.
No, because you can just meet some people who are just really good. Like, this is what they do. This is what they do. So
this is true. Well, that was a great chat.
Well, I think there was one other thing I wanted to say on this promiscuity thing. So we'll talk about
societal
pressure. We'll talk about our thing.
We'll talk about our views on it.
Yeah.
Talk about how much is too much. That's our views. And then we'll talk about the sleeping on the first date. That sounds like it. If anything, we'll do a part 2.
If I come back, or I'll just speak on it myself and then edit it in the video. And then, I wasn't present for this part. This is a solo.
Solo act.
Solo act. Yeah.
Well, until the next video, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And continue the conversation.
We made it this far, guys.
Might as well. And tell us what you guys think about promiscuity between men and women, and do you give it up on the first date? Man or woman.
I was like, is Chino using this as a dating site? Who gives it up on the first date? That's what we're really trying to get into.
You can use anonymous as your name. Anyway, until the next video.
Bye.
Bye.